gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Not Another Freaking Wrestling.
Hey everybody, it is I, Richard Jenkins of the Secret Smark Show, and I am here with my lovely house band, the Not Another Freaking Wrestling Podcast. With me, as always, is my beautiful jazz section, TY, thank you, Sutton, Shane, the house drawing Daniels, and JD.
Wow, JD, you didn't even get a proper intro.
No.
I didn't even
and
get
Will
mentioned
Diamond,
either.
my other
Damn.
favorite person, is here. Playing
I see how it is.
Well, you were
Also-
behind the saxophone. I couldn't see you.
Why did you have to tackle Norm?
Yeah, that's
I
kind
did
of
not-
an asshole thing.
I didn't like the energy he was bringing today.
Norm brings phenomenal energy. He is 67 and a half years old. He does not need that kind of energy.
Also, I will
When
say
you're
this:
67, do you need the half?
I was
Yes,
mistaken. I
he's-
thought it was Norman Smiley from a distance.
Norm
that's
is
on
very
me.
young at heart.
They're literally two. Never mind. Never mind.
Well.
You just heard
I
Norman
am
was like
here-
Norman Smiley.
What's that?
You just heard Norman, you were like, Norman Smiley.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought, and so I kind of just kind of blacked out, like went red with rage.
But
An attack.
it's not the same. This is a 5'8", 275-pound Italian man.
Honestly, from a distance, they look almost identical.
I'm not gonna say how that's not correct, but yeah, they look the same.
Well, we were going to be talking a bit about the Sean Schultz Invitational, but I mean,
That's
you
a
were
good
even there,
idea.
but I'm assuming you have something else you want to talk about.
Yes. So it's been a minute since I've been here. I kind of went on like a spiritual.
So moving on
journey.
from that, how about
son of a
the
bitch.
Sean Schultz Invitational last night, everybody? I thought it was a very, very fun show. Obviously a little bit biased because I got to do the worm. I hit a couple moonsaults. I bribed a ref.
Well, everybody knows that the Sean
Wait.
Schultz Invitational was probably going to be great.
And it was.
Actually,
Who,
I
who
bribed the
won?
ref,
Who
not
won the
you.
Invitational?
Well,
Tyler.
Before we get to the winner, tell us a little bit about the field.
Screw the field. I want to know who won.
So AMJ had got the win.
So Vincent's an adult man.
He is an adult. He's a legal adult.
He is Vincent, adult man. He has 3 kids stacked up in a trench coat. You cannot convince me otherwise.
This is a mass transit incident.
Oh my
No.
God.
No.
Well, I guess mass transit had hands because he won.
Well, congratulations to him. I don't really care about the rest of the losers.
Wow.
Yeah, if you
Wow.
lost, you suck, and you don't
Yeah.
deserve to be in the tournament.
Well, that's not
Yeah.
fair. Everybody did so well in the tournament.
Sean Schultz was
The
there.
ones that
I mean,
lost.
clearly they didn't do well, or AMJ wouldn't have won.
Exactly.
Yeah, I personally believe that every single person who lost last night should be taken out back and shot like the dumb dog they are.
Wow.
Well,
That's mean. Can we just like delete that part, because that's brutal. That's a good way to get a charge.
I'm right there with him. They should be Old Yeller.
Yeah. Anyway,
I
Tyler, did
liked
you win your
the
match?
field. They were all good little whippersnappers. And that downright bastard, Damon Stryker.
Did he win? No, he lost.
No,
Fuck
he
him.
didn't.
Pow.
So did I win
Richard
my match?
Jenkins, I don't normally laugh at stuff that you do, but that was actually pretty good.
So
Ask
did I-
Tyler if he won his match. We'll find out if
Did
we
I
get to shoot him today or not.
Did I win my
Yes. Tyler
Did Sean
won
Schultz
his
win?
match
He should have.
with great assistance. He hired a great manager, Will Diamond, who hired a not so great manager, Richard Jenkins.
How dare you?
You spent most of the match trying to bribe the ref, and then he gave you an RKO.
and then you were very unprofessional.
Wait, the ref gave you an RKO?
Yes, because
I
so
would have killed that ref.
I would have beat the shit out of that ref.
thank you. I'm glad you all have my back.
I mean, he tried.
Yeah, there was a lot of shoving, a lot of screaming. I tucked a lot of $100 bills into his shirt and pants.
Were they
Did
real
not.
counter? Were they counterfeit?
No.
I mean, they're all real. Richard Jenkins comes bringing the money, baby.
Was he a stripper?
Part time.
He could have
Okay.
been with that kind of money, but no.
I was gonna say that kind of body, but whatever.
Thank you. Said I have a nice body.
But it was great. We went over. Tyler was out there looking like the best wrestler in the world, who was in way better shape than Roman Reigns.
I heard that. I heard that chant going.
Yeah,
throughout
they
the
were
show.
chanting that a lot.
They
I
were.
also heard that
They were
Zach Dye only
chanting
tips 10%.
what now?
They were chanting, "Let's go, TY. You're the best wrestler in the world. You're in way better shape than Roman Reigns."
Wow.
The whole crowd. I also heard the crowd chanting that Zach Dye only tips 10% and that he cheats at Mario Kart. So they were.
I've heard that too, but I heard
Yeah.
he didn't tip at all because he's an asshole.
So he's turning into his brother.
Oh yeah, free my boy Corey Dye. Not really.
No, let's not free him.
Keep him locked up.
Oh,
Tyler, how do you feel about your match with Zachariah Death?
there was a lot of. It was a lot of slaps and stiff shots.
So
There
leg
was-
slaps.
Well, you know who trained him, right?
Uh,
Two of
Yeah.
them are in here.
Yeah, so there's a reason why they're stiff and hard.
That's true.
Wow.
Will and I did train him.
I forgot I trained Zachariah Death.
Okay. Well, Tyler, how do you feel about the first annual Sean Schultz Cup or Classic or whatever we're calling it, Invitational?
Well, I will tell you here in 1 minute. Give me a minute. Give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves.
I do know that.
More on that later.
Yeah, I do know that TY was already planning his next show. I think it's Aiden Wright versus an increasing number of little people wrestlers. So I
That's
know
what's
I'm
up.
very excited
Yeah.
for
Is
that.
he trying to be like Eddie Hall?
No, it's gonna be
No.
Aiden Wright versus two little people, and then every minute a new little person gets added. So it's kind of like that whole like, could you beat one horse or 100 ducks? Like, can you win that in a fight? But instead, it's one big hairy wrestler versus hopefully up to 50 little people. I'm assuming.
So, okay.
And-
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, and we've got a really great event coming up. So, do y'all remember the Brawl for All? So, what if we combined that with the
Unfortunately.
Royal Rumble? So, we just have a shoot rumble.
So, no.
No, Shane, you're already booked for that one.
I'm not booked. Why does everybody keep trying
It's okay.
to book
We
me?
gave you number 31. You're the surprise evil heel manager that comes in and goes over with a
I'm not even a
do-rag.
manager.
Also, most
You're right.
of the
You're a general manager.
Yeah. Also, most of the people in the shoot battle royale are also little people. So, like, I think you could handle it fairly well.
Thank you for coming back from this commercial break, everybody. It is me, TY, to answer Shane's question.
What the fuck?
So, sorry guys. I had some pizza delivered, and I had to get that, and that's really important because I gotta eat to stay
Man,
healthy.
pizza sounds good.
It is. But to answer your question, Shane, the show itself, from top to bottom, every bit of it, and all the matches were incredible. They were really good. I knew the show would be good at best, but it was this exceeded far expectation. I had nothing but like positive. The show got nothing but positive feedback. Like in the middle of my show, I had fans, wrestlers, and the people that were there in general saying this has been an incredible show. When could this happen again? We will have another Sean Schultz tournament next year. It's definitely going to happen. So instead of 3-year mark, we're doing the 5-year mark next year, and might do it like in May of next year where it's not as hot. But the center had said that since it got really good reviews and the feedback was so good, they're going to try to consider having one more one-off show in Chatsworth again at the end of the year.
You know, I'm really glad that, in all seriousness, that these shows do good. It's for a good cause and stuff like that. I'm also really glad that Sean Schultz kind of gets that recognition and credit that he really deserves, because he helped a lot of us in Knoxville, you know, and he's a great person. You know, we don't get to talk as much. I don't really reach out or anything like that, but yeah, I keep up with stuff and stuff like that. And it's always good to see these guys like Sean and Uncle Tony and all these guys that we grew up, you know, in the business with, kind of doing all this cool stuff. So
yeah, and it's really cool too that like everybody in the locker room was like, this is like one of the best friend shows they've ever been a part of. It was so fun, and everybody was so in tune with everything. There was no real clash of, hey, what if this works better, blah blah blah, whatever. Like nobody was really in the business for themselves. They were just in there to do a good job and make sure everything went well. And it makes me happy that everybody had such a good time, and like the vibe was good all throughout. So,
well, I mean, I will say this for you, Tyler. Any class show that I've always worked, it's always been a very professional atmosphere, and you know, especially since we've all been involved in the behind the scenes stuff, helping you out and stuff like that, and people know, hey, who to go talk to about questions, because usually you're pretty busy, so you know, if we can't answer it, you know.
yeah.
But that's what I like about your show. It's really professional, really not a lot of BS. Everybody's there to do the right thing, and
that's why I'm so typical of who I book too, because I like to typically, I want to book good talent, but I also want to book like people who are willing to learn, but at the same time that they have a good head on their shoulders and they're just genuinely really good people and just want to do better, not just for themselves, but the show in general, and make a good impression for the area so we can keep
I would
the show.
hope if they're wrestling, they have all their shoulders.
You'd be surprised. You know what?
All right.
I just like getting Taco Bell delivered to the arena. You guys are doing all these things?
Idiot. This idiot right here, like literally like minutes before we got to go out there, he gets Taco Bell DoorDash to the show, and
That is so goddamn genius, Richard Jenkins.
the fucking bell. Like, what are you doing?
I literally ordered it like at the first match.
No, you did not.
Yes, I
you
did.
No, it was, well, it was, but it was also
You were asking
still.
for the address of the place. Third match, we were fifth.
No, I said it was being delivered, and then y'all asked me what the address was that I told them.
I doubt that.
No, that's
No,
literally
I do
what
remember
happened.
that.
So how fast did you eat your food? Because you literally had like maybe 3 minutes.
No, I had like 10 minutes.
You know what? That's pretty bold of you to fucking eat Taco Bell before you go out the
That is
fucking
true.
curtain.
Bitch, I eat At least he Taco wasn't Bell wrestling. every day. My stomach ain't weak like y'all bitches.
No, I saw.
I eat Taco
shit
Bell
himself
with
when he
Hank
ate
every
RKO.
Saturday, bud. Trust
No,
me.
literally every day. I could eat Taco Bell and not shit for a week. No, that's not the brag I think it is.
That's really
It's not a
not.
flex.
See,
You should really
listen
get
here,
checked.
chat. I saw it myself. Richard Jenkins 100% did shit himself when he got RKO'd.
Okay, so timeout, because I have to ask this. When did we start referring to people as chat like we did back in 1998 when we were in chat rooms? There are no chat rooms anymore.
So that's where he
Why
got
is
it
happening?
from. It's fucking you, motherfucker. Because all he'll fucking do is sit around and go, chat. What? There ain't no chat, motherfucker.
Why is this happening?
Get with the times, old man. Time
Yo,
is a
I was with the
sphere,
times back in Yahoo, motherfucker.
and now it's back.
Wait,
Back when
you were in
still
Yahoo
wearing
chat
diapers.
rooms also? What? You were in
Where-
Yahoo chat rooms also?
Everyone was.
Oh
I
man, we
wasn't.
probably had cyber sex back in the day.
Oh my god.
Probably.
I'm glad this is be real
I
shit.
used to act like I was a teenage girl.
So, Jenkins, is there any particular reason why you tackled Norm and also have now seemingly set a small fire in the trash can in the corner?
Yeah, so if you look under your chair, like you're on Oprah, you will find a nice little package for you, Will. Go ahead and pop it on open.
Okay. Hold on.
I wouldn't drink that.
No.
It's
Shh, 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 shh,
It
shh, shh.
says it's Minute Maid.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Ignore the kind of bluey glow for it.
I
Go
swear it
ahead.
actually is.
Yeah, go ahead and give it a good old chuggy chug.
I wouldn't drink that. What?
Don't do that.
Why? Why?
Don't do it. Well,
Yes.
How would you fucking
Alright,
drink
now-
Like
that?
now you-
summer.
Now you should feel the power of the ancestors flowing through your veins.
The
Close
what?
your
Fuck.
eyes.
Wait,
Listen.
why is it blue?
Yeah, just accept it all right now. Open your heart, open your mind. Chant with me. Blouse, come back. Blouse, come back.
What
Blouse,
the
come
fuck are
back.
you doing?
oh
Blouse,
no.
come back.
No.
Blouse, come back. What is your name?
My name is Blouse Bugatti.
No.
What the fuck?
Yes!
Oh my
Last time I
god.
saw you were getting hit by a bus.
I
Yeah.
was, and I went on a journey. You ever seen The Lovely Bones?
No.
No.
You should. It's a good movie. It's a really
You
good
should.
book, too.
Incredible movie, but it was a lot like that. You'll understand when you're old enough to watch it, JD.
It's a PG-13 movie, so
Yeah. It has very heavy themes, so you may want to ask your parental guardian.
yeah. So while I have been away, I have gone on a spiritual journey, dabbling in the occult, dabbling in some special sauce, and I
Your
have
boy's
found
a
a way.
necromancer.
Yes. And I have found a way to bring back my beloved Blouse Bugatti. So Blouse and I, this is the second time that we've gotten to hang out now, in the past
Wait, you've
week.
done this one time before?
Well, yeah, I
Oh,
was
yeah.
gonna practice it before we got on the show. I didn't want to look like an idiot if it didn't work.
What the fuck, Ben?
Yeah, of course we did a rehearsal. If there's one thing we know, it's to nail the execution so we can draw a fucking house. Learn something, you chump.
Yeah. We're not running a rinky-dink fly-by-night operation here, okay? But Blouse was so kind to come back.
I
from the
have so
dead.
many questions, though.
No,
I-
you don't.
No.
I really do.
Why would you have any questions about this? This is all normal.
No, it's not. How
There's
long does this last, for one?
About 30 to 45 minutes the first time. May last longer this time. Who knows?
We're shooting
Oh.
for a couple weeks this time.
Yeah, that's the goal. So,
What?
yeah, just
I've
go
got-
with it.
Blouse, I got a question. So while you were gone, were you did you go
Dead?
to hell
Yeah.
or the universe?
Sounds like someone needs to watch the entire second and third act of The Lovely Bones directed by Peter Jackson. And you wouldn't be asking such a stupid question.
Facts.
Why would I watch that movie?
Why would you not watch the movie? It's directed by the Academy Award winner Peter fucking Jackson. Perhaps you've heard of a couple little indie films he made, the fucking Lord of the Rings.
Those
Also,
were
he did-
definitely not indie
He also
films.
made that other little indie flick, Kong King.
Yeah. Also, The Frighteners and Dead Alive, super dope movies. Those are,
Which, to be fair, Dead Alive is great.
yeah. So
Oh, so you've heard of him.
I've heard of him, just not this movie that you're talking about.
that's on you. You should be more aware of pop culture. But Blouse and I, the first time I brought him back, we had to do this a couple of times because we went to a show together.
We did.
You went to a show
Yep.
So
with your
that's one thing
friend
they
who
don't
is
have
dead.
in the spirit realm, because once you die, you realize wrestling's really stupid. So everyone gives it up.
That's
But-
true.
Okay.
So I decided to see what the games evolved like in my time off this mortal realm, and it's certainly progressed.
Yeah. No, the show that we went really knew how to bring the spectacle, I would say.
Well, ever since Vince has been gone, wrestling's been on a really big upswing. So yeah, I mean, you did miss a couple of things while you were dead there,
I
Blouse.
did. I hadn't heard of this new indie that popped up, DVW.
Yep.
But they had a pretty good show. So this was definitely kind of the payoff of, I'm assuming, a fairly decent and lengthy build up.
Yeah,
'Cause it
they did another one-off show, oh, I don't know, a couple of years ago. I don't think we saw that one together, but I think we saw it independently sometime after it had been broadcasted. Those are tricky times. I think it was like during COVID when they
Okay.
did on the first show.
But it was solid. So it had, one of the main angles that they were blowing off was there was this old vet that he's been working the area. It was a Arizona-based vet, but he calls himself the king of the desert, or because that's basically what Arizona is, because he's
It is.
been wrestling, I think, 30 something years or so.
Something
And
like
he
that.
had their heavyweight belt, and then the challenger was this dude. It was
It's Paul something, wasn't it?
it was Tim something. He was a real young kid, like 23 or whatever, very like TNA AJ Styles looking baby face. But that was top of the card. We'll get to that. Had a really solid 8-man opener. So it was these 4 weird bald goons
Mm-hmm.
versus what was the faction mates of main boy Timmy. And so it was an intergender team of this older dude with a beard,
Yeah.
and then young Timmy's, I think it was his sister, maybe his aunt. They were related somehow. She's also been wrestling in that Arizona scene for a while. And then a couple other random people.
Like the old timers are basic royalty out there, I would say. Like they were treated like kings and queens, I would say. Like they were
Yeah.
so over.
There definitely seemed to be a little bit of friction between the older guy and the mom figure.
Yeah. I assumed it was sexual tension, but
Probably. Timmy needs a new dad.
so
But overall, very solid. The goons got absolutely obliterated. And then after they pinned them all, they kind of drug their bodies out into the parking lot.
Yep.
And then just walked back through the curtain.
it was kind of a dark show. But I mean you needed it. Like the stakes were high, I think.
Yeah. Because it
That's
was
very, very interesting. Stakes sound very high.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I will say this. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the show was sponsored by Old Spice, right?
It was.
Okay. So they had good funding for like
So you found an indie show that was sponsored by Old Spice
In Arizona.
in Arizona.
Well, there are a lot of sweaty people out there, so it makes sense.
Exactly.
Boy, thanks, Tyler, for that fucking input.
I mean,
I mean, he's not wrong. The arena, so it would have been sweaty if it wasn't for the fact that they had, like in the vegetable aisle at grocery stores, how they'll mist the vegetables. It was
Mhm.
like one of those, but with the Old Spice, and it would just spray out every 15 minutes over the crowd.
That way everyone was a little wet and also smelled like Kraken Guard.
And if there's one thing that's very important out in Arizona, it's remaining moist.
Facts. I used to
Unless
live
you're
up
Ben
there.
Shapiro's wife, and then you need to see a doctor.
I don't think they work there.
Why would we go there?
I don't know. It was perfect time for it.
Because any chance to shit on Ben Shapiro should be taken.
There you go.
Okay.
But the second match, we had a really fun little intergender duel and it had a really odd finish, but I liked it. So it was one of those gimmicks where you put your main event title shot on the line against me right now in this opener, kind of like
Yeah.
the Bryan Danielson Mania gimmick, or as more people know it from the Revolution Rumble spot that Luke Jacobs did a couple months ago,
Yeah,
because
let's,
way more people watch Rev Pro. But he was wrestling, I can't remember what her name was. It started with a Z.
was it Zara? Like
Zaya?
something like that.
I think it was
But she was
Zaya.
she
Zaya.
was yeah.
Well,
I like
did it not have like a Facebook or something? You can look this up. I mean,
no, it's just a one-off thing. I
Well,
mean,
I don't really have Facebook. I'm dead.
yeah, that's a stupid question.
I
Ask a
think
dead
you
person,
forget,
Shane.
Shane, I am a ghost possessing a poor schmuck.
well, obviously
We
you can
Do
control
not
his
use
body.
Facebook over there.
Okay.
Blouse doesn't know Will's password. Like that'd be rude if he was logging into Will's password and was like for social medias.
Yeah,
Well,
just because I'm controlling his body doesn't mean I know his passwords.
We're
No,
not gonna Wonder Woman
That's
84 this situation.
That's an invasion of privacy.
Will writes his passwords down. I'm very sure he writes his passwords down. It comes off as that person that does that because he's pretty forgetful on certain parts of the day.
But he takes his internet security very seriously. He wouldn't do that.
Extremely serious. He is constantly worried about Serbian hackers.
He saw a Serbian film one time and he was afraid. He was like, I don't want that to be me. So the Serbians are the biggest threat for him.
But Timothy ends up winning over Zaya, and then Zaya's like, "You're ready, and I will corner you during your duel with the old man."
Mhm.
And so, fast forward through a few other matches and some really, really long promos. There was a lot of promos.
Yeah. Well,
But
the
he's
old guy
wrestling the
brings
old
out.
man.
Well, the old man, doesn't he bring out his nephew at one point or something like that, like his kid?
Yeah, but his nephew is a weird little dude. So he's also bald. And the whole time you just see him kind of looming in the background, scheming, rubbing his hands together like a evil rat.
He reminded me of Elvis, like the way he was acting.
He did sound a little bit like Elvis. But it's very obvious that he's going to try to double cross him. And then he doesn't even, because he's like, "I will challenge you now, Timothy, instead of the old man, my uncle." And they have a no DQ match. And it seems like they're going to put off him fighting the old man until the next show, because they're going a bit crazy. They're bleeding everywhere. And then they do this
So
pose
much
off
blood.
where they both pull out these like little old timey switchblades.
Yep.
And then Timothy holds it up and he yells, what does he say? May thy knife chip and thy blade shatter.
Yes, that's what he said.
That's an odd thing for an independent wrestler to say, but okay.
And
That
then he
really
does
is
this
a very
tornado
odd thing.
kick and stabs him.
Yeah.
Unless you're New Jack, you're not. Never mind.
No, it was really tasteful.
Yeah.
What?
Was it?
Yeah.
There's nothing really tasteful about stabbing somebody.
I feel
that's the most personal kind of kill that you can do. Like, would you rather get shot in the back? I mean, no, like It's more intimate. It's more personal. It's respectful to stab someone.
You can feel the other person's warmth,
Yeah.
which
Have
I
you never
wouldn't know
stabbed a
anything
man?
about on account of being dead.
No, I never stabbed anybody. I don't
Well,
plan on. I don't think.
there's a gimmick for the next show then.
Can't say that I took the time to stab
Yeah.
anybody.
Tyler, you're entering in the shoot rumble at number 27, and weapons are allowed.
All weapons. It's allowed to be a literal death match.
You are also allowed to drive a car through the wall.
No.
Yes, you are.
Only if you say, "Oh yeah, it's coming through."
Oh,
And you have
now
to wear all red.
I can dig that.
Yeah, and then
Well,
the show ended with like a big battle royale, right? It was like a whole
Yeah, everyone just kind of runs out and starts beating the shit out of each other, while Timothy's still just like kind of laying there, also bloodied up next to the dead bald freak.
and then yeah, and I remember someone came out like on a chariot or something. There's like 3 of these like things that they were with.
and it's
Oh, yeah, it was like these giant, they almost look like worms,
Yeah.
like
Like,
giant sandworms.
yeah, is how I would describe that. That's fair. That's a fair.
It's kind of like an independent wrestling show, guys.
it really doesn't sound like an
I
independent
feel
show, and you guys really don't have a good history of saying good stuff about.
No, they came in on 3 sandworms,
Yeah.
and then they ate all the evil wrestlers and
Wait,
some
you
of the good
said
ones.
sandworm?
Yeah.
No,
No.
You said sandworms, didn't you?
I don't recall that phrase being used.
Don't worry, we'll play
ever.
it for you so you can hear that you are.
I don't
obviously
think worms can even go in the sand.
Yeah,
How would they move through the dunes?
You know, I knew this sounded a little familiar. I knew exactly what this is. You
The
guys went and
physics
saw
doesn't
Dune,
work
didn't
like
you?
that.
You saw Dune, didn't you?
No,
You
we
took
didn't
the
see
dead
Dune.
man to go watch
No.
Dune. You took the
No.
dead man to watch Dune.
No.
Yes.
you guys
No,
went to Dune.
No,
It
we
You
wasn't
brought him
Dune.
back to watch Dune. You couldn't have picked a better movie.
I picked a better movie than Dune. I absolutely did.
Mm.
We watched Dune 2.
That's even worse.
That was
I
better.
disagree strongly.
It was definitely better than the first one.
If you say so.
You brought a dead man back to watch Dune 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was really good.
It was on the IMAX. Like you have to go you have to go with a pal to go see that. Like
Yep.
it's to really
Not a independent wrestling show,
But
fellas.
Dune 2.
independent. That was an independent movies. It was small scale. I think the budget was only what 250 million.
I think
Yeah, so that's nothing.
they really stretched their budget.
Sounds like they did.
So
Well,
I would honestly I would give the show like 4.5 out of 5 sandworms if I were to rate it.
I would give it 4.75 sandworms.
I will be interested to hear
A
the
near
differences.
perfect film.
5 out of 7.
I'm gonna give it a 0.
Is it because it was too long? You don't have the attention span for it? Typical Gen Z.
Fucking TikTok.
I'm a
kids
fucking
these
millennial,
days.
but good job.
so
Okay, Zoomer.
we'll give it 0.5. I'll be a little more generous if I can say that.
So let me ask you this: what happens now that he has done his otherworldly duty to review fucking Dune 2?
Can you send it back to
Well-
Crunchy, please?
To what?
Can you send
Is there like
Black-
a reverse drink you give him, or is it just something that fades off in a couple?
It just fades off. It's fine. I mean, I can try. I mean, I did read the instruction booklet. There was like one thing I could do to kind of like preemptively. It's like a
No,
reverse
there's
Beetlejuice.
nothing that can get me out of here. There's no kind of fatherly life advice that could ever get me out of here.
Well, I do have some life advice.
What?
So, fun fact, life advice, that I know the environment is an important thing, and we all care about environment and recycling and stuff like that. Did you guys know that you should pee in the shower at least once a day? You could save up to 4,000 gallons a year on your water bill, and that's a lot of money.
Hey,
And
you
I'm
know
doing
what?
my part.
You know what, Shane? When you say that, I'm doing my part as well.
I'm doing my part.
Y'all are some disgusting fucking freaks. That does not save you any money.
How do you figure?
Oh no. Quality life advice. That's my one weakness.
No.
Blouse, come back.
Yowie
Well-
wowie, what happened, everybody?
Shit, it's
You
really
know,
good.
nothing, Will. Nothing happened. We just had a great show, talked about movies.
Yeah.
No, we talked about a wrestling show.
Oh, y'all talked about wrestling?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dune 2.
I don't think there was much. Well, there was a little bit of wrestling, but not really.
Well, on that note, Tyler, what do they do?
Bring us money.